Please be advised that this meeting will be recorded. I'll call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of June 18th. Any questions?
Make a motion to approve the minutes of June 18th. Second.
All in favor? Motion passes. Approval of bills. Is not called a warrant anymore.
Could put part of the warrant, I can put the warrant if you want on there.
No, I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
What's debug?
Debug is, we had a problem with some, insects, and, we had to call them out, so.
Get some spraying plants or something.
Yes, yeah.
Mosquito squad, they did the whole.
Yep, that was going on by the board.
That 1250 cost is for one application or?
Oh, that's the whole year. Yeah, if you pay up front, you save a little bit, and you pay it all at once.
Motion to approve warrant/bills.
Second.
All in favor? Motion passes. Good communication.
Yeah. So just a little report on around here. We've been doing office work as normal. Nancy, I don't know if you noticed, you can look across the way. She started a garden project with resident services. 6 people decided to grow gardens. We provided containers through resident service grant money. Each tenant was responsible for purchasing their own vegetables, and they're loving it. And now other people are seeing it. Next year, with the resident service money, we can purchase some more containers so they can go ahead and have their own little gardens. What's nice about them is they're tall, so nobody has to bend over. And I guess the other day they did, what did they call it? Everybody exchanged. They all grown in different things, and they got together and they all exchanged some of the stuff they were growing. So now it's pretty good. And on Barfield Street, we're just kind of working, and any work orders called, we might be getting ready to replace the windows over there. Currently here, today unfortunately we do have vacancy. One of our tenants passed, so we will have vacancy coming up in the next couple of weeks. But as far as of today, there's no vacancies, but they will be one coming. And that's all I have for the report on the 667, 689 programs.
On the gardens, so we bought some containers and stuff. Where did all the bulk and stuff come from to put inside of them?
I had some of that DPW jobs.
Well, yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
They're really good. I mean, they're so good working with us. They definitely help us out with little things like that.
Great.
I make a motion to accept the records report.
Second.
All in favor? New business.
All right, we have a bunch of new business. So, I know it's been talked about in the past, because Mike does a lot of and beyond the work of his scope here. He does have his construction license. He does a lot of bathroom, the surrounds for the tubs. So I actually was able to finally get in touch with the Labor and Standards Board for him, and I worked with the gentleman, and if you can see in the back of your folder, they came up with new rates. So I think it's like $1.37 more, but in order for him to get that and start July 1st, it would be, his new title would be maintenance/carpenter, and that would give him that $1.37 an hour more. If you can see, he also gets an extra amount from the management contract, which doesn't come out of the Acushnet budget. So that comes out of the money that we get, or Somerset gets for the management contract. So any additional money beyond the $37.09 would affect the budget from this housing authority. So I just asked the board if we could go ahead and make a change in title for him to be the maintenance carpenter, and effective July 1st. So that once we plan out the budget, we can budget for that for
that changed, you have to be a carpenter to qualify for the job.
So what it was is I worked with the labor standards and they sent us an application and we had to write the percentage of everything he does here. And this is what they came up with. So you kind of just apply for a different rate and they give you the rate to, like, by the percentage of everything he does here at the authority.
A lot of what Mike's been doing is rebuilding these bathrooms and kitchens and stuff.
No, I understand that, I mean, you must have saved the housing authority $4 million in labor.
Yeah.
But what we're looking for is to reclassify the position, not Mr. Trump.
Well, what we...
You have to work with the job description and the classification in order to change the job rate.
I already did that. I worked with the Department of Labor and Standards,
Okay?
and I filled out the application.
Okay, what are the qualifications then?
They basically created a position for what he does.
Yes,
See,
yes.
Like when he first was hired as a carpenter.
No, he wasn't. He was hired as a maintenance mechanic one.
That was changed when we reclassified.
We never reclassified him. We looked into it, but we couldn't,
What's that? When we advertised for this job,
we advertised, I can pull out the advertisement, it was a maintenance mechanic one.
All right. Okay, same, was reclassified when we posted this salary to maintenance mechanic. The state gave me that name, not us. The state gave me that name. And that covers all of what he did. You and him created this job as a cost-saving thing.
No, we've never, since the...
Listen to me.
Okay.
You and him got together with these projects that came, and Michael approved it, he said, I'll do it. You let him, he said, you labor. That was a cost-saving thing. It can be, don't put in as a position, as a cost-saving position. But not because of, you probably never get a guy like what he does.
Well, that's the point, Mr. Lacy, is because we're asking him to do more, we went back to the labor board and asked them, can we reclassify this as something that...
What I'm saying is, the position has to be reclassified.
That's what I'm asking you for. So honestly, since I can pull out all the records since day one, even before I became here, the position has always been a maintenance mechanic one. I can pull out all the labor standard rates. His position was never changed, but we've talked about changing it for a long time. So I finally got in touch with somebody from the labor board, because I've been trying to get in touch with them for quite a long time, because everybody's working on their homes. And I asked to reclassify the job. They sent me these rates. We can't reclassify the job unless the board votes on it. The board has never voted to change his position. This is the first time we've ever actually
This was
changed it.
always maintenance mechanic.
We've never changed it, even before me.
I must have had a dream then. Okay.
Yeah, even before me, it was always me. I can pull out all the labor and standards.
Yeah.
He's always been a maintenance mechanic one.
All right, so now the job description will be changed.
Just for Mike. Once we hire somebody, if Mike leaves, and we have to hire somebody else, you could leave it as this way and hire, but you have to hire somebody with those
I
skills.
think we depend on him having the license, Mike has a license, Mike
They're
has...
okay with that?
I worked with the labor board for this. This is an actual letter from the labor board
So they're all right with
saying,
that?
yes, because I worked with them on the credentials he has, and we had to work on a percentage of everything he did here. We had to fill out a form. So we filled out the form. It took over a month to get this back. But we worked with the labor standards according to the job that Mike does around the authority.
Okay. You convinced me. Does I have a motion?
I honestly thought it was gonna be more, to be honest with you. I was shocked it was only like $1.30 to 57.
Make a motion to reclassify the current position, Mr. Chopper, from maintenance mechanic to maintenance carpenter. Again, due to the fact that he is a licensed contractor, and that's mainly what he does around here.
Very good.
If we have to replace them, we don't have to replace with the licensed carpenter again, but then we know we gotta save on this end because we're gonna be paying a carpenter. That's why we're doing it now, to keep them in, make sure we get what we
Okay, did I do a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, now we have another one.
Yeah, so this one isn't gonna affect the budget of the housing authority at all. Now that we have the contract between Somerset and Swansea, Nancy is honestly considered a champ specialist. There's not a lot of housing authorities that have people that can understand champ like Nancy. She's gonna be paid by the contracts of the management to do the champ for both authorities. It doesn't take much out of her day, because she has to pull lists, so a lot of the people she already works with. But in order to get that extra money from the management contract, it won't affect our budget at all. She needs also to have a title change, because even though she's getting paid from the other housing authorities, it's gonna increase our budget line, but we get that money back to cover the money that she's getting from CHAMP, under a certain line item. So,
explain that to us.
yeah, so CHAMP is the website that we have to use to put in the tenants. So what happens is once an apartment comes open, you have to pull a list of either 25 to 50 tenants. So she pulls a list of tenants, then she has to go and qualify each person.
So check is basically tenant manager.
It's all tenant, yeah. So, I mean, and honestly, like, some of the people call her now to ask for things because she's definitely grasped it a lot more than any other housing authority. So I was talking to the accountant, and that they were the one who, if she's gonna be doing a job for other people, that she should also be getting the money that she's, worth for doing this job. Once again, it won't affect our budget because we will get reimbursed from the other housing authorities for her doing this, and it really doesn't take much out of her. Like, she's already doing it for here, and a lot of the people on those lists come up on both call lists. So she's already doing it for us, but she's also doing it for them too. So the only way that she can get the extra money, anytime you go above 3% in your budget, you have to give a different title. So it's recommended to us from the accountant that we give her the title from administrative assistant to administrative assistant / CHAMP specialist. And then that will give her the money to get the CHAMP money that she actually deserves, because she does a good job with CHAMP.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay, so our next vote is to hire K&R Architect Interiors for the railing project. I have a letter in your file from the architect that went through all the, checked all the references and went through the bid process, and recommends that we do hire K&R Architect Interiors. Mike and I have had several discussions on this. I understand that there was two votes for this project. One was the board vote and one was the alternate. So Mike says that he literally has some rock on the alternative railing project that he needs to fix. He suggests that you can let him know. You'll feel it.
No, yeah, like I didn't know how the bids first came out, what the whole deal was with that. I knew there was some column work that needed to be done before we do any railings. But it's a little more expensive. I do have to replace the 4x4 some of them inside, so there is a lot of rock on them. So, I suggest probably not doing the alternate now. It should be your choice.
And I just want to let the board know, because I understand these quotes are coming in astronomical. We just had a quote at the Swansea Housing Authority that they couldn't even do because it came in 4 times the amount that the job, DHCD has a formula, ELC has a formula that when there's a job, the formula comes out. So they were saying, if you can see in the spec, the job should cost around $35,000. And that is their formula they use. And you have to understand, when they put out these bids, Any contractor can bid on this job. But you also have to fit the criteria to bid this job. You have to have special insurance. You actually have to have almost an accountant, because every week you need a payroll from these people. They have to pay each one of their employees prevailing wage. They have to be bonded. So there's a lot of cost that goes behind bidding these jobs. And I know sometimes they're astronomical way more, but I did talk to RCAT, and everything on this project was done legally. And I know other companies that came out and said they could do this project a lot less. But we have to look at the law of the state and say, I understand they can come out, I understand they can do it for a lot less, but they didn't bid on the project. And anybody could have bid on this project. And we did notify some of the people, that there was, that it would be forbid, so they could have looked into this situation. The job was bid, it was done legally. These architects came in, they bid it, they did it legally, and they are the lowest bidder. So I don't want to go and cause any issues on anything, because everybody did this job by the book, and we kind of have to go with the lowest bidder, because
I'm just confused because I see 3 other bids that are all low, and I don't see K out on here.
I'm sorry, but not paying out. Oh, actually, really? Did you give me the wrong? Oh, I'm sorry.
I see K out here.
I'm sorry.
on the thing, but I don't see K out here.
I'm sorry,
I see KG.
this is actually the wrong bid. Oh, I'm sorry, she put the wrong letter in there. But M&C, it's M&C that came in at the
Now I
lowest.
see that they're lowest bid. So
Yeah, I'm sorry. This was actually another, we have way too many projects going on.
That's right.
Yeah, but
It says that.
it says M&C on here?
So they're far lower at $21,540.
Yeah, now, just keep in mind, the base bid is just the rear of the building, which the rear of the buildings aren't really bad and before. Mike does want to fix the front before the alternative railings do come in. And the railings in the back are going to be different from what we have here. They're going to be a little bit like thicker.
I would go, well, yeah.
They're not going to be the raw items.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that might be another thing we want to think to put this job over for bid, and then also like another time to keep all the buildings looking alike, because if they use the material in the alternate bid, it's not going to be the same as what we have here on all the other buildings. I mean,
I think I'm getting it, but I'm still a little confused because I got the NC here,
That's-
the 21,500.
just get rid of that's a different project.
Okay, this is not, this is down here that we're talking about.
Is it 2 on that?
This one's at the line,
Does it say M&C?
yeah, down the bottom, it's NC,
Okay, that might be.
Marlboro, that all matches this here, which is a little bit,
Yeah, so,
just it's mixed in with something.
yeah, so I think that they just sent it wrong. Whoever sent it did not send it correctly. Alright, so it's basically just the bottom half here. So it's up to the board. I mean, if you want to vote the whole project, they will come in and do everything from soup to nuts, which would be the rear to the building, the front of the building, and also include a railing from this part of the glass slider all the way down the rear.
Is it a safety issue right now?
The backs are a safety issue.
One railing in the back is a safety issue, I think.
I see.
Enough, so it's not a
What
safety
you
issue.
want us to look at isn't the 21.
I'm asking you to-
34,490.
I'm asking you to at least approve the bid for the $24,500. This, $21,540. This company did everything legal. We technically need to go with them to do the job. The alternate is definitely something you can take into consideration.
$12,950.
Correct, and then
Total
total 34, yes, correct.
So what are we getting for the 12,900?
The front of the buildings and, no,
About 40 feet.
the front of the
No,
job is
that's
the
not-
front of the building.
Why can't Michael do that, though?
No, the alternate is just the backs. I mean, the bid is for the backs, not the whole building. The front and this side.
Okay, so one more building plus the back rails.
Now, if you read this, it says, "The scope of the project includes replacing railings with aluminum powder coated product that is fully welded at the back of the 2 buildings. Within the budget, there is an add alternate to also replace the railings at the front of the building. So the alternate is the front of the building and the handicap ramp. And we don't have a ramp on there now, I put the railing on there now.
Again, originally when we put it out to bid, we were looking around 35, so we're still within budget at 35. Do we have, I know that's what we're looking at, is that money in our budget or in wherever we're getting it from?
Yeah, that money is capital money, so it doesn't come out of our budget at all.
And it's already a side earmark, it's not like available
Yeah,
for this money. so-
it's already earmarked, it was already approved, and the job is already
But
closed.
before the work's done, there's other thing that has
I
to,
have to do, you have to call them.
yeah, we don't want to have them come in and do that.
Right, exactly.
Are you gonna be ahead of that? If we did this bid, are you okay to have it out?
I'll have to, yeah.
And if he can't, we could do a change order that falls under the scope of the amount.
Basically, I was thinking, doing PVC with the whole column in the basis and it'll be done forever.
Well, that's
It's gonna be a column, so.
That's where I'm at, is I'd rather see it all done at once, so that the railings are all the same, they match, we're not using two contractors at this company, doesn't wanna come back and rebid down the road. I'd like to see it all done at the same time,
Yeah, that makes sense.
if it's in our budget, rather than a mix and match situation, but I wanna make sure we can get all the poles repaired first. We don't wanna pull the rails off of the poles to repair them down the
Right,
road.
right, exactly, but I mean, like, just the back of it, it's just the back of that handicap. So, but,
So what is your suggestion?
for time wise, no rush, just do the original bid, and then you go up and up, and then more payments for money.
And don't forget, we did apply for that, highlight money, which has given us a couple $100,000 to do different.
So that's gonna be probably $3,000.
We actually can vote on it, but the agenda says they are architecture, not NC.
It says the low bidder, so I think we'll be fine.
Discussions and higher, that railing project, instead, so that, yeah, change the agenda to.
Yeah,
Put it on hold for another month.
we can't put it on hold for another month.
Well,
It's
honestly,
the lowest
my next question is, can we put it on hold, that way we can get these poles fixed, and then, again, I'd
Well, can we
rather do this
table it
next
today and then maybe do a special meeting, and then, we might have to just do a special quick meeting on this
I
project?
would like to know that all the work is gonna be done pretty, so that we can do the bigger project and have it all done.
So we can table it, but we can't wait too long, because they've already, this bid was done.
Silas,
Yeah, we have to get it done soon. I mean, if you just want to bid the base bid, and,
Bottom line too, an architect didn't come out and look at it. It's pretty clear on some of those that, I mean, even before me, they weren't writing the columns. Now, I found one of them that was really bad when I went to look at it, and it's almost all right. I mean, the architect, they did hire an architect to come out and look at the project. Nowhere did they say anything about, well, what's gonna happen to the columns either.
a lot of times they come out, they just
Focus
focus
on
on
railings, I
the
mean,
scope of the work.
obviously, you're not gonna put railings on what's there. So, you know, I mean, it's just one that does the other, I mean,
I don't wanna push this railing project
no.
through and then have problems with the railings.
But you
Right.
can vote for just the,
I don't want any of it done if it's attached, if we're attaching rails to that.
the back is
The
the
back is not, the back is not, the back is totally separate, they're independent.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to table this.
I don't disagree with the two of them, where we
I just
both
don't- I just don't
correctly will
want-
table it. Bring on another meeting within a couple of weeks.
I don't think we can wait that long, and I mean, this, like, there's so many dates that have to be done by a certain
That's what I'm
time.
asking, what are the dates?
Yeah, I have to, like I said, this has never happened to us before, so I really don't know. But I can find out, I mean, we can have a meeting next week and just see if we can, just, like I said, just do the basement of the back. I mean, Mike's question was never the back, he thinks it's high, but his question wasn't the back, it's actually just the front, which is the alternate.
My concern is Mike's in Somerset. The contractor shows up.
Oh, Mike's usually here, when some people here is here.
But the communication that it is today, there is no communication. They just show up and they'll stop.
I think if I can get it.
Well, no, we have a construction meeting, there's laws that they have to abide, like, we make the laws for them, but they have to work in our, right, our project, our time limits are
Yeah.
within the contract.
I think what the good thing about, the two guys maybe up there in Swansea, maybe you can have them down here for a couple of days, because I do spend a lot of time there helping them. Maybe we can get the calls done in one day, we have, 3 of us working.
That's definitely the benefit of having them.
But, it's just gonna find time. I think we're caught up with, like I said, we're gonna have another one. There's none in Swansea, Somerset is still new to us, so, we try to figure out what's going on there. But, I really, if I could get 2 other helpers here to do it, probably do it.
I thought it just let go ahead, try to replant it. And, I think we have a good plan here.
I just don't want to see the front rails and the back rails not matching because we did them DOA.
Well, the problem is the front main rails aren't even gonna match all the railings on all the other
You won't
buildings.
see it. Yeah, you won't see it. It's in the back of one building, and that's the only building with back rails on the whole place.
I just did it. Well, good.
So, is everybody okay with scrapping the alternative then and just doing the rails that we need?
I am.
I will make a motion to give the bid to MSC Building located at 65 Melrose Street, North Attleboro, the amount of $21,540 bid base.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
And K&R was the architecture on the job, so they're the ones who recommended the bid.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Taking out sent it
That's it.
to us
Yes.
from
For
MSC.
Yeah. Okay, our next, discussion in board vote is to add me, as a signer on the bank for the Acushnet Housing Authority. So apparently, they got taken over by Tom, and they won't allow me any access to the account anymore unless I'm actually a signer. It doesn't mean I'll sign the checks, but in order for me to do any transfers, like accounting, or just go into the bank and speak to them or get any information, I have to be listed as a signer on the check. We can't even get deposit slips.
We were dealing with the Christian Federal Credit Union.
Yeah, it's now Taunton.
I'm doing the same thing with my stuff, that everything's been a hassle, so.
Yeah.
I know what she means.
Yeah.
We're still gonna require two signatures from the board members to write checks,
Yeah.
but we do have to put her on the account so she can access the information.
I have to be a signer, but we can make a board vote that I'm a signer to access the account, but I'm not allowed to sign the checks, and that would be totally fine for them.
Motion made.
So the only thing I have to ask is, I'm gonna,
All in favor? All in favor?
so the only thing that comes with that is I'm gonna ask, that, I'm gonna generate a letter, and you can sign it, and then unfortunately, each of you are gonna have to go to the bank with your license and re-sign a new card, so that way, it's all in,
That all the time, no
yes,
problem.
yeah, perfect. So our next item on the agenda is discussion and vote to pay health insurance percentage for the dental and eye for the Acushnet Housing Authority employees. So never has it been, we've never had the opportunity as employees of the Housing Authority to get dental and eye insurance because we didn't have the amount of employees that actually needed it. So now that we're kind of like have management contracts of other housing authorities, Mike and Nancy have the opportunity to get dental and eye insurance, which is really reasonable. So I looked into it with other housing authorities that have joined the plan, and what they usually do is the housing authorities make a vote to pay the same percentage that the housing authority pays towards their health insurance, towards the dental insurance, which isn't, it's less than $100 per month, and they just pay the rate that they would pay for their health insurance. So if the housing authority would take a percentage, and they would take a percentage. And both of them seem like they're interested on getting the dental and eye. I was just told that I needed that vote from the board, because we never were able to get dental and eye for the employees of the authority. So I think it comes out for a single plan, like we might pay like $30 a month, and they might pay like $9 or $10 for their dental and eye plan.
So, that's different than this number here. That's for all of it, correct?
Oh, that's just at the bottom, so we can get the contract roll and the board can sign it. Something totally different.
How will it get done, budget?
We haven't done our budget yet for this year, so it would be effective July 1st, but we will usually do our budget for July 1st in November. So, we'll work with the accountant to put it in the budget, but we just need the board vote to go ahead and make it effective July 1st. So we can actually make that part of our budget item, and it's definitely a cost that we can absorb as a housing authority. I mean, it's very minimal cost, for dental and eye.
Make a motion to allow the employees to add dental and eye insurance to their programs.
With the second, with the housing authority taking. That's it.
All in favor?
And last but not least, a discussion of board, a discussion and board vote to sign a management contract with Somerset Housing Authority in the amount of $51,898 a year, which is $43,2483 per month. So you had already voted to go ahead and do the contract, but we had to wait for the accountant to get the figures allowed by the state, and these are the state figures of management. So we just need a board vote to go ahead and say, you acknowledge the amount of the monthly contract, which is basically my pay with benefits. So it's not, there's no different amount of the budget that's gonna be more.
That's what I was gonna ask, what was the old number?
Yeah, so the 51,898 is my pay plus my benefits. So it's the same amount of money as having a director for the housing authority. Once you do vote on it, then I can draw the contract, and I can have Mr. Lacy sign it, and then that goes to Somerset for them to also approve it, and they sign it, and then everything is going to be effective July 1st, 2024.
Do we need a motion then to move the money from our director's salary to management
No,
salary?
we just need a board vote to go ahead and sign the contract in that amount yearly and monthly, and that's it. We can go forward with it.
All right, make a motion to sign the management contract with Somerset Housing Authority in the amount of $51,898 yearly, or $43,2483 monthly.
Second.
All in favor? Motion passes. You're all set?
Yep.
Any questions for the director? Motion to accept the director's report.
I'll make it.
We forgot to put.
All in favor? Motion passes. Any old business that we can discuss legally?
We have no old business. If anything, I just want to discuss is, Mike did speak to the highway department. I did get to put the department here, and they will be coming out
He said it looks like a problem.
to pay the parking lot. So that will be
For the
done.
first vote, yeah.
We might go either way, like either each place, whatever Dan thinks.
Okay, any other business? Do we have a motion to adjourn? Oh, we got a date, for next, August 21st,
Yep.
for the next meeting. Is that acceptable to everyone?
Is that 11 a.m. also?
11 a.m. Yep. Well, that's what you guys voted to keep, to change to 11 law.
Could I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.